to New York. Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, pleased you're with us for the weekend and a very hot and steamy, I don't know, the heat index has just blown the mercury right off the top of the charts.
I just lost 15 pounds within a matter of 30 seconds. It's so hot and humid here in New York. But we've got big league baseball, so that should take care of everything.
And one thing that is not hot in New York, the Mets. They're having trouble winning. They're 10 and out of the last 16, 10 and 16 since the All-Star break, and here's one of the reasons why.
Every team goes through it. The long list of injuries. One pitcher, Matt Harvey, who's done. So, offensively, this is a team that needs to pick up the difference. And here in Gotham, there's a guy by the name of Neil Walker, the second baseman, who's really putting things together. Talk about picking up the slack. The one thing that really sticks out, 20 home runs. He's driven in 51, but you know, the switch hitter's got right side power this year. He's hit more home runs to the right side this year, but also since July 27th, the 475 average. Talk about picking up some slack. Neil Walker could be one of those guys where they pitch around in this series.
Right. A lot starts at the top of the lineup, and we have an interesting contrast. Curtis Granderson, the veteran hitter for the New York Mets, and he hits a lot of home runs, and then the speed of Jankowski of the Padres.
Talk about the guy long in the tooth. Granderson leads the NL with 16 home runs when leading off. So a big key is to keep him off the bases. The on-base percentage isn't that great for a leadoff here, 323, but if you make a mistake, he can hurt you. Only 3 stolen bases, and he almost strikes out a lot as well. 98 punchies for Granderson.
And Jankowski salivating. He wants to get on base and try his stealing technique. The Mets gave up 13 stolen bases in the 3-game series with Arizona.
And it seems like the template for the Padres, if Jankowski gets on, he scores. His on-base percentage, 376 compared to Granderson. And I'll tell you what, when he steals a base, which is very, very exciting, these Padres, they're 17-4 for their record when Freddie steals a base.
That's incredible. 17-4 if Jankowski steals a base. Well, Terry Collins got out the verbal whip after the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the Mets 9-0 yesterday.
to Citi Field yesterday. It was a tough one for the Mets. Make that a tough series. They were swept at home by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Some highlights from yesterday's 9-0 loss. The Mets now back sitting at 500 for the first time since April. 10.5 games behind division-leading Washington Nationals. Mets manager Terry Collins obviously not happy with the result and certainly did not mince words when addressing the media yesterday.
Now, we're going to get our ass beat again. Don't ever mistake it, because that's part of the game here. You're going to get beat, and you're going to get beat bad sometimes. But you need to pick yourself up and move on, and that's what baseball players do. But I know one thing. Starting tomorrow, we're back fresh. Starting tomorrow, we're going to get after it here. And those who don't want to get after it, I will find somebody else who does. Because in Las Vegas, there's a whole clubhouse full of guys who want to sit in this room, and I'll find them. That's all I got to say. I'm done.
Right after the meeting, Terry went into his players' clubhouse and held a closed-door meeting with his players where he allegedly questioned their play, their hustle, and their commitment to the game. But by all accounts, was in a better mood today before tonight's game. Coming up, coming out and beat the Mets. Why meet them when you can beat them? Padres and Mets coming at you from Queens when we return.
And so from the Big Apple, time to go to Saquon Pick the Stick. How do you like those apples? 94 degrees. And it feels immensely warmer and more humid than that. Well, you weigh in on Twitter. Chance to win a free foursome of golf courtesy of Saquon Golf Resort. There are our picks today. Your job is to hashtag I'm with the last name of the broadcaster you want to join forces with. If they win, you could win too. One random winner selected nightly as Mike Pomerantz continues to hold a 4-game lead over Mark Sweeney. Mets have taken the field. Here's the Padres lineup tonight, brought to you by Toyota. It'll be Travis Jankowski leading off for Randy Green, with Will Myers batting second. Then Jan Solarte, Alex Dickerson in the cleanup spot. Ryan Schimpf will hit fifth. Jabari Blash in right field sixth. Then Christian Bethancourt, followed by the new Padre Nick Noonan at shortstop, and Paul Clemens, the pitcher. The 26-year-old Logan Verrett, Baylor University product, and the pitch is underway outside, ball one. Padres start tonight 16 games behind San Francisco, and the Mets surprisingly have dropped to 557 and 57. They're 10.5 back of Washington in the National League East. There's a strike at the bottom of the strike zone. Jankowski has had a terrific August. Last 10 games hitting .432 with 8 steals, 13 runs scored. Lines that one, and he's done that 3 times on this road trip. First or second pitch goes right by the third baseman. Rivera off the line for a left-handed hitter, and Jankowski punches a single to left field. And let's see how aggressive the Padres will be on the bases tonight.
You know, you have to respect the possible bunt from Jankowski, right? So that draws the third baseman in. You can't play back, and if you play in, it cuts down that range of a sharply hit baseball down the left field line. And you can see he was within the bag. Stays on that ball nicely, and Dick, as you mentioned, he's done that very often.
You know, that statistical note on Jankowski's steals is quite remarkable, worth repeating again. When the Padres and Jankowski steals a base, San Diego has a 17-4 record. And you've got to look for him to try to go, because the Mets have had a terrible time holding on runners. People have been eating them up on the bases. Will Myers saw his numbers, 22 homers and 69 runs batted in to lead the club. So right off the bat, Verrett spending a lot of time playing catch with his first baseman to keep Jankowski close. Third in the National League, one away from 100 steals, the Padres.
You know, a lot of those stolen bases against the Mets, not only on Darno, but the pitching staff. They don't do a good job of holding runners on.
Inside with a fastball, and you figure you're going to get fastballs to hit if you're Will Myers, with Jankowski at first. Travis Arnaud is throwing out only 9 runners trying to steal, 16%.
Yeah, the major league average like 32%. So when you look at the difference there, it's been a rough go around.
A bluff by Jankowski, and the pitch is just a little low, according to plate umpire Paul Emmel. Keeping an eye, you can see some precipitation on top of the padding, the fence in front of the dugout. We had just a very light shower about a half hour ago, just enough to water the infield. Inside again, 3-0. So the very fact Jankowski's there at first base, it just is upsetting to the pitcher's rhythm. He's got to think about the hitter and the guy at first who wants to steal. Emmel is joined by Estabrook, Gibson, and Torres on the bases tonight.
I love it when a leadoff hitter is a pest. And you know what? Travis Jankowski is a pest.
Ooh, swinging 3-0 and way out in front. Diamondbacks left town. They swept the Mets, and they ran some more. 13 steals in 3 games. That was an Arizona franchise record for a 3-game series.
I think there was a starter's pistol in the hand of Dave McKay, the first base coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
My goodness, it was a track meet.
You think Rio's got some action coming up? How about the sprinters from Arizona? 3-1 now to Myers. The Mets are 4-7 the last 11 games. Disappointing, down to 57-57 for the National League defending champions. And ball 4. So the first 2 runners on for the Padres here in the first. Myers joins Jankowski, and that'll bring up Jan Solarte.
Logan Verrett, the 26-year-old. What's his scouting report look like? Well, more hits than innings pitched. He throws a 2-seamer, the 4-seamer. Kind of saw some video. He tries to work down in the zone for grounders. If you get one up, that 2-seamer will flatten out, and you can do some damage.
He's not won a start since April 29th. Since then, he's 0-5 with an ERA just under 7. So the Padres should be able to score some runs off Red based on his previous performance. Solarte, a 292, the top Padre average. but also a double play candidate, and the Mets infield positions for a possible turning two. Lightning off in the distance, ball one. There's weather all around us, and it'll be a Noah's Ark miracle if we don't get some rain.
Yeah, very dark.
Lighter over there, but
nasty.
Already the Yankee game has been delayed over in the Bronx, so weather is very close. A-Rod's farewell night at Yankee Stadium. Solarte pops it up off first. Loney to the barrier, and it's just beyond the dugout roof. First row and bounces back. Here's the Mets defensively tonight. Alejandro Diaza in left field, and Jay Bruce, the former Red, in right field. And Granderson in center field. Defense brought to you by Renovation Realty. T.J. Rivera, the rookie, and another rookie, Matt Reynolds, at third and short on the left side of the infield, with Neil Walker, the second baseman, and former Padre property, Loney, at first base. DiArno, the catcher for Verrett. That ball gets away, and both runners are going to advance. Boy, Jankowski didn't hesitate. That ball, as soon as he saw it clear the catcher, even though it rolled a short distance away, he was off to third, and Myers follows to second.
Dick, he's got such great speed that if he sees daylight, just a little bit of daylight, if he's got a good secondary lead, there, he's off. I mean, check that glove for a frog with a tennis racket as well.
Fastball charged to d'Arnaud.
Yeah, d'Arnaud tries to frame this one, and he tries to maybe frame it just a little bit too quickly, squeeze it a little bit too quickly, and everybody moves up.
Infield back, they'll give up a run. 2-1 the count, and now 3-1. So a rocky start for Logan Verrett. And you've got to go right back to the leadoff hitter, Travis Jankowski, what he has done to bring the Padre character to this first inning.
And how is this Mets team going to react after the Terry Collins team meeting and just the team meeting? They had two meetings. Are they going to press? Or are they going to just go, hey, to heck with it, let's just go out there and play?
Oh, it goes to the off speed and has Solarte way out in front. So a full count now to the Padre third baseman. There's Verrett as a starter this year, very high ERA, and as we mentioned, he's 0-5 since April.
Yeah, a runner and a half on his whip as well. And what do you know? There's two runners out there right now.
And the bases are loaded. A single and a couple of walks, throwing a pass ball, and the Padres have a golden opportunity to jump out to a good-sized lead here in the first inning. Fans are grumbling already.
And Dan Warthen, the pitching coach, not a good sign if you're the hometown pitcher. Hey, the Mets, as Dick mentioned, 57-57. The skies are falling here in Gotham. People are going nuts.
Well, the last place D-backs came in and swept them out for 3. And Terry Collins and the Mets felt that this was a softer part of their schedule, that this is where they're going to move forward. Instead, they've dropped backwards, and you saw the post-game conference of Terry Collins. He's trying to verbally get the Mets going. He just feels like it's a lackadaisical effort. He's got to do something. I mean,
sure,
it's too good a team to be 500. The Yankees have a better record than the Mets, and they've kind of cleaned house with some good players. Well, here's Dickerson, a grand opportunity, and he takes ball one. 7 home runs, 5 of those hit on the road for Alex Dickerson. Jankowski, Myers, and Solarte aboard. No one out. Oh, he had a good pitch to pull there. A Padre over every pillow. Get off to a good start against these Mets for the weekend.
Did some research on Verrett, and he likes to pound the ball down and away to lefties, down and away to righties. So let's see if Alex Dickerson takes that ball that way if he gets that pitch.
Fly ball into shallow left center. It's Granderson now in left, not in center, tagging Jankowski, but he'll hold. Good throw, and nothing for the Padres on that short fly ball. Granderson now is in left and put Diaza in center. Granderson, of course, was the right fielder until they acquired Jay Bruce. Bruce took that spot. They moved Granderson over to the other corner.
Well, they got in Dickerson's kitchen there. Verrett did. He did a nice job of trying to tie him up for that easy fly ball to left.
Oh, 1 out to Ryan Schimpf. High ball 1. Schimpf with 10 home runs, 9 in the month of July. National League Rookie of the Year in July, 1 in August so far. It's be a good spot to nail one, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. All the pressure's on Verrett. You can't swing at bad pitches in this situation.
And he hits it high and deep to center field. Diaz going back. Grand slam. Ryan Schimpf. Oh my. Schimpf rounds third. He touches them all for the first time in his major league career. A grandmaster, and the Padres lead 4-0 on one swing.
Let's see what the pitch is from Verrett. Does he want to bury it in? He does, but the two-seamer leaks, and we all know what Ryan Schimpf can do on the high fastball. Right at the belt buckle. Go ahead. Bite the big apple. Don't mind the maggots. Grand slam.
So a couple of walks and a single, followed by Schimpf's first major league grand slam, and high fives all around as the Padres, with only 1 out, already enjoying a 4-0 lead.
Wow.
Jabari Blash. 11 hits in 56 trips, just under 200 for Blash. 21 pitches already for Verrett. And that ball's hit pretty well to right center field. That's chasing the outfielders, and Blash will touch them all. And these Mets fans who suffered as the D-backs swept them 3 are groaning and moaning as the Padres back-to-back homers by the rookies Schimpf and Blash have a 5-0 lead.
T-minus 5, 4, 3. We have ignition. 2, 1. We have Blash off.
How about Blash going the opposite field? That is some good hitting right there. Boy, you talk about putting some pressure on the opposition. Schimpf, Blash, some great swings.
Christian Bethancourt, the catcher, as he alternates game by game with Derek Norris. Norris, the way the pattern has been for Andy Green, will be catching tomorrow. Third home run for Jabari Blash. A big home run smile from the kid from the Virgin Islands. 0-2. Already activity in the Mets bullpen.
That's a big time hurting right there in the first inning, and still only 1 out.
Seth Lugo getting ready. One and 2. Yeah, they're just going on a pitch in the dirt now. There's Lugo.
Tough crowd. We know that for sure.
Well, they came unhappy. I mean, and they'd hoped that maybe Terry Collins, ranting and raving after the game yesterday, would wake up the Mets, but it's the Padres that seem alert at least early. And a swing and a miss. That's the second out. Man, this is not the Bronx cheer, the Queens cheer. Here in the borough of Queens, right next to the USTA Tennis Center, the Gene King Tennis Center. Nick Noonan, 1 for 3 in his Padre debut in Pittsburgh. The last 11 innings, the Mets, their opponents have scored 15 times. The Mets, no runs.
Ouch.
Low, 1-1. And again, you have to go back to Jankowski. When he sets the table, it makes that lineup so different. Full credit to the Padres center fielder.
Verrett threw a lot over to first base.
Out in front, 1-2.
Got some fastballs. Will Myers passed it on to Solarte. And that's one thing I've noticed, Dick, about this team. It's not like one guy wants to be the hero. He will gladly take a walk and let the next guy try to do some damage. Freddie gets on. Freddie scores.
Here's the 30th pitch from Verrett. And 2-2 to Noonan. Not a home run hitter. Had 4 in El Paso. He's a line drive hitter. Highly regarded out of high school. Top draft pick of the Giants. Outside, and a full count to Noonan with the pitcher Clemens next. It remains 3-2 to Noonan.
Well, Nick has had plenty of pitches to look at. 1 through 7 in the lineup before his at bat here in the first.
5 runs on 3 hits. 2 of them home runs. A grand slam Schimpf and a solo shot Blash opposite field for Blash. And Noonan sends a high fly ball left center, and it's Diaz in center to squeeze the final out. But the Padres, much to the dismay of these Mets fans, have scored a big crooked number in the first inning. 2 home runs equal 5, and the Padres are up 5-0. Brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Ford of Escondido. You won't believe how low the prices go. And by Pinnacle on the Park. Make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. Come to the ball yard by train out of the heart of the city as we check the New York Mets starting lineup, brought to you by Hyundai. Granderson in that familiar leadoff spot, followed by the rookie T.J. Rivera. Has his first 2 major league hits this week. Neil Walker bats third. Jay Bruce brings power cleanup right field. James Loney, a Padre property for a while this year. Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher, hit 6th. Then Alejandro Diaz will bat 7th in front of Matt Reynolds and the pitcher Logan Verrett. And you can't ask for more, Paul Clemens. Your teammates have given you a 5-0 lead before you offer your first toss of the game.
And you got the mid-90s fastball. And the curveball location is key. Remember last start, he was up in the zone with the curveball. If he gets it down, he's got a pretty good chance of making some good pitches. And you know what? A quick, clean, crisp inning here. Get back in that dugout.
Yeah, you want to hold serve here with a 5-run lead. Defensively, the Padres have Dickerson in left, Blash in right, Jankowski in center. Infield of Solarte, Noonan, Schimpf there at second with Myers at first. Bethancourt behind the plate. And our Padre defense brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. The Candyman, Curtis Granderson, takes ball one. Hitting just .229, but unusual home run totals for a leadoff man. He has 18 on the season, 16 of them hitting leadoff. Hit a couple against the Padres. Third year as a free agent signee with former Yankee and Tiger. Out of play, 1-2. Granderson, Rivera, and Walker here in the first for New York. Out of play.
16 home runs in the leadoff position, 18 total for Granderson. So what's the key, Dick? Got to keep the ball down. Have him hit the ball on the ground. He's only got 3 stolen bases. You know, kind of slowing up a little bit. Skills are kind of diminishing a little bit for Granderson.
Back with a 1-2 Clemens. Breaking ball inside. Pretty close. Shift on, and they're almost equidistant. Myers to Schimpf. Schimpf to Solarte. Solarte to Noonan. Boy, all of that left side for him to shoot at. High fly ball. Shallow center. Noonan comes back in for it as the wind takes it a bit, and there's one away. Let's take a look at the keys to the game. Brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
First key, hit a grand slam in the first inning.
Come on, you just did that. Come on.
I thought of it last night. I said, hey, the Mets are reeling right now. Terry Collins is ticked off. And starters save the bullpen. Hopefully Clemens can go deep into this game. Give him a solid 6. Maybe if you go into the 7th, that's gravy. But hey, it's a long road trip. It's a hot road trip. And, you know, Clayton Richards is going to get the start on Sunday. So save that bullpen.
Thank you, Carmack. TJ Rivera, young infielder, born in the Bronx, still lives in the Bronx. Now a Met. In fact, he was meant to be a Met from the day he entered this life. He was born on October 27th, 1986. That happens to be the same day that the Mets clinched the World Series.
That's great. Jesse Orosco striking out Marty Barrett to raise the crown.
2 for 6 in his first couple of games in the big leagues. Hits that one well to left center. Dickerson trying to close the gap, and he makes the catch. Well hit by Rivera for the second out. Brings up second baseman Neil Walker, traded to the Mets for Jonathan Neese. Neese went to Pittsburgh, and then the Pittsburgh Pirates let him go, and he's back here in a Mets uniform. So in New York, it was a total win-win, and Walker's produced. Daniel Murphy going to Washington, where he leads the National League in hitting, and Walker filling in nicely as the new second baseman with 20 home runs.
He's their best player right now. He is their offense lately with all the guys on the DL.
The Mets team batting average lowest in the National League. .236 they're hitting as a team. Well, you saw the list of hitters that are on the DL. You can understand. 2-0. 95 on that fastball from Clemens.
Yeah, he's got some giddy up. He's got some fuzz on that heater. Just needs to locate it.
We were wondering if this was the first time that the Padres this year had hit 2 home runs in the first inning. It's the second time in Seattle, or against Seattle. Will Myers and Adam Rosales homered in the first inning, not back to back. So the second time they've accomplished it. Schimpf and Flash, and then a 4-pitch walk to Neil Walker.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
So the new Met, Jay Bruce, acquired right at the trading deadline, brings the long ball. 25 of the 27 home runs were in Cincinnati, or with the Reds. .95 miss, so that's 5 straight out of the strike zone for Clemens.
He's got to finish it off just a little bit more, kind of let go of that pitch and kind of standing straight up. So get out in front, extend, spin that ball, and get extended.
6 in a row. Not even close.
Well, he really worked underneath that curveball.
Strange to see Bruce in that uniform, isn't it? So accustomed to seeing Jay Bruce in the red of Cincinnati.
After all those years of speculation being traded, finally happened.
There's a strike, and that was right in his power zone, but he took all away with 6 straight balls being thrown by Clemens. 9 home runs since the All-Star break for Bruce. Big shift on, and a foul out of play. So the most runs batted in the senior circuit, Nolan Arenado of the Rockies, with Bruce second. Murphy, the ex-Met, Anthony Rizzo tied for the 3rd spot ahead of Cargo at a pinch hit, bases clearing double for 3 RBIs yesterday in the 9-0. Well, not 9-0. The Rockies won, what, 9-7, I think it was. Came from behind.
Key for Bruce is getting guys on to pad those numbers, but that has not been the case for these Mets.
2-2 the count. And a one-hopper right at Solarte, playing on the second base side, and sounded like a snap back and a 3rd out to the second. 5-0 Padres.
So I think you look at us on the bases this year, and we've found things we can take advantage of, and we've taken advantage of them. I think Travis's skill set fits perfectly into that. Will's skill set fits perfectly into that. But I think you see through the lineup, guys going first to third, guys being opportunistic and aggressive. It's the way we want to play the game here. It's the way we derive at least a measure of a competitive advantage over our opponents. At the same time, like, nothing replaces hitting it, catching it, and throwing it. Like, that's still what the game's built on. But it's nice taking advantage of things on the base paths.
Well, you talk about the culture and identity of a baseball team, and for the Padres, it's been a bit of a rough go. It's hard to solidify that when there's so much changeover, so many new guys coming up and having that big opportunity. But by all accounts, Andy Green has preached that aggressiveness on the base paths since day one at spring training, and we're seeing it all play out. And if there was a team to do it against, it's the Mets, and a stage to do it on, it's New York City.
All right, thank you, Julie. You know, the aggressiveness, not just the stolen bases, it's going from first to third. And as Clemens fouls that off, 2 strikes on him, leading off the second, it was the play with Jankowski at second and Myers at first, and Solarte up there, the short pass ball. There was no hesitation. Yep. They were able to take the extra 90 feet. So it all is part of the formula.
Hey, I remember guys like Vince Coleman, Willie McGee back in the day, Ricky Henderson.
Another foul by Clemens, who is 0 for 7 on the season with the bat.
Drove pitchers nuts.
How about you when you knew you had a guy that was
those are guys I faced. Yeah, it
tough,
was you know, you throw a lot of fastballs, you try to be quick with your delivery, you leave a pitch up in the zone, you get hurt, next thing you know it's first and third.
Ground ball right at the shortstop. Reynolds with it over to Loney for the first down. And time now for the top tier player profile, brought to you by Arco. Travis Jankowski here in the month of August, hitting .455. That's tops in the major leagues. On base percentage is the best, and he's just added to that with a single and a score here tonight. 7 stolen bases and 12 runs scored, up in the top 3 as well. And he steps up after a single and scoring one of the runs on the grand slam by Schimpf in the first inning. Already has his uniform dirty. He qualifies.
Yep.
Tried to lay down a bunt. We'll be back with you tomorrow night, game 2. It'll be a 3:30 start on Fox Sports San Diego, and then Sunday we'll wrap up the 3-game series at 9:30 against the Mets, and then right down to Tampa Bay for 3 more, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Just at the knees. 0-2.
Looks like Verrett's breaking out the old number 2 after that rough first inning, because after that second home run, he did start throwing that curveball more.
Fastball there, fouled away. Well, here in New York tonight, you have some choices. Mets and Padres. The Yankees over in the Bronx.
Right.
It's A-Rod's farewell. The Giants are opening their exhibition football season over across the river. And if you're bored, you can always watch us or the TV of the Olympics. So what are you going to do? Jankowski looks at strike 3. Second strikeout for Verrett.
Well, Travis will put that in his memory bank. Verrett goes back to the number 2. Let's watch it out of the hand. Does he get up on top and pull it? You bet. Looks like maybe even a little slider. He does throw the curveball. He does throw the slider. Looked like that was the backdoor slider there.
Darno did a good job of bringing that back up in the strike zone for plate umpire Rimmel. Here's Myers. He walked and scored on Schimpf's home run. And takes high. He hasn't seen a strike yet tonight. Well, the Yankees entertaining the Rays in the Bronx, and we have a game break coming up. .43 pitches to get 5 outs for Logan Verrett. Two 2-0. Padres split the 4 games with the Metropolitans at Petco Park back earlier in the season. Just at the knees. 2-1.
You know, I watched a lot of video of Verrett before this outing, and he just seemed to be a guy. And what I mean by that, he really doesn't have that wipeout pitch. He really doesn't have that one pitch that makes you go, wow.
3-1.
Fastball is going to be around 90. You know, he'll touch 91 or 92. He just has to rely on movement and location.
Hasn't really shown a changeup yet.
No.
Little two-seamer at 89.
And a full count to Myers. Yeah, a few drops a moment ago, but no serious rain thus far. We've been fortunate. Ball 4. Myers up twice, walked twice. That's the third given up by Verrett, and it'll bring to the plate Jan Solarte. And that pitch count now running up to 48.
Ah, rainbow. Nice.
It's not a hugely defined one, but you can see the colors there springing up just to the right of the flagpole.
Lovely.
Ground ball foul. I've seen a lot of rainbows, as you have, but the most impressive, I mean, it was stunningly beautiful. A double rainbow in Costa Rica when we were traveling there. I mean, it was just, and full colors and defined almost as if, my goodness, somebody painted that with a brush. Yeah, this is nice.
Right after a nice rain?
Yeah,
Was it after a rain?
Yeah, the sun was over here, the rain over here, a little shower. So if you want to see a really double rainbow, you just got to fly down to Costa Rica. That was a nice vacation, by the way.
Oh, I'll bet.
People.
Machu Picchu, what was it?
No, that's, you're thinking. Well, we not in Costa Rica.
Where's that place at? Oh,
Machu
it's in
Picchu, you mean
Lakeside.
No,
it's in Lakeside.
Runner goes. There's the throw, and he got him on the back. DeArno able to throw out Myers. It didn't look like a serious steal attempt by Myers. That might have been a hit and run. Myers not convinced he was out. Well, I guess it was a steal the way he took off.
Close. Was his hand on the bag before he tagged him on the back.
They are not going to challenge. That's it for the Padres in the second. It remains 5-0. We both applied for that job, but they were more interested in A-Rod. I'd have taken about half that, wouldn't you? Thanks, Mike and Clay. Stay with us. We expect a lot of interesting developments throughout this baseball night. James Loney, Padres had his contract at the start of the season, and he lines one to right field over the shift. He's been a consistent player for these Mets, and sadly, in a way, it was just the situation. Padres signed him as a free agent, played at El Paso, and the Mets picked him up, and the Padres got nothing in retribution for all of that.
Well, they were hoping that his veteran presence in the lineup, that bat from the left side, would really help this Mets team. But there was a reason why he spent some time in the minor leagues and did not sign with a lot of the teams. He's just getting older, and that happens in this game. You get long in the tooth, and sometimes you lose your skills along the way.
32 now, but hitting .277, so he's been a good addition in the Mets lineup. And this is Travis d'Arnaud, 27-year-old from Long Beach, California, hitting .228. Slices one toward right, blast toward the seats. Watch out. And that one's back in the crowd.
I just noticed d'Arnaud on that last pitch. He was very late to getting his hands back. He wraps that bat around his head, almost the barrel of that bat pointing out towards the pitcher. And as a pitcher, you look at that, you can try to bury fastballs in.
With all the heat and humidity, as you look at that sky, when the big storm comes, it's going to be a big one. 1-1.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
2-1, just inside on that fastball. Loney, the leadoff single, first Mets hit of the night. Just joining us, it's the bottom of the second. The Padres scored 5 in the first on a grand slam by Schimpf, a solo home run, Jabari Blash. That ball's ripped to left field, and that's going and is gone. And just like that, the 5-0 lead is cut to 3. Big apple bomb off the bat of d'Arnaud, only his 4th home run of the season, and it's now 5-2. This is a home run hitting team. While they're the worst batting average in the National League, they're up among the leaders, 3rd most home runs in the National League.
I tell you what, first of all, Paul Clemens missed with location. Secondly, d'Arnaud did turn on that fastball in. Boy, the hands were up, the hands were high. Maybe he was looking for it, hunting for that fastball.
Still no one out here in the second. Alejandro Diaza.
Well, the home run has been the kryptonite for Clemens. That's now the 10th home run he's given up prior to this game. Only 27 innings.
With the 2 runs off the d'Arnaud home run, sailing down the line into the left field bleachers. 53% of the Mets runs, more than half their runs, have come by way of the home run. That's the highest percentage in the majors. So you have a home run hitting team, the Mets, against a pitcher who gives up a lot of home runs in Clemens.
It's really odd too, because when you look at these Mets, and there you see the numbers, Cardinals, Mets, Nats, 15th in average, 15th in hits, total bases 11th, 15th in doubles, 13th in RBI. So yeah, they rely on the long ball.
15th being last in the league.
Yeah.
And Clemens falls behind 3-1.
I can only look at that number 16 and think of one guy in a Mets uniform, Doc Gooden.
Right field, not hit that hard. Blash goes back and comes right back to his original position for the first out. Time now for greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. And our MLB news and notes. Alex Rodriguez playing his last game of his Yankees career tonight against the Rays. Will say goodbye at 41, 4 home runs shy of 700. David Dahl, facing the Phillies tonight. The Rockies rookie has hit safely in his first 17 games. That's a record.
And hail Caesar. Matt Caesar for the Cubs. Swinging the hot shillelagh.
Matt Reynolds, just 15 hits, 72 at bats. Rookie infielder, 1-1 the count. 3 for 4 as the Cubs win again today. 11 straight wins for the Cubs. They blow out St. Louis 13-2 in St. Louis.
Wainwright really got knocked around.
Well, we're going to see the Cubs on the next homestand. Arizona's in next Friday night. Well, actually Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday next week, and then the Cubs come in for 3. Maybe the Padres, if no one else, will slow down that Chicago locomotive. Man, they're a win machine. 1-2. Foul tip and caught by Bethancourt. Court, strike 3. The first strikeout for Paul Clemens, and that'll bring up the pitcher Logan Verrett. Verrett is 1 for 18 as a hitter this year. Inside corner at 92.
Oh, it's hot down there on that field.
I mean, you could taste the humidity today. And you could chew on it. Watch out. And that off the barrier. 1-2.
You know, there's no better feeling than walking in the Big Apple, Midtown Manhattan, crossing the street when a bus passes, when it's 95 degrees and 105 heat index, and a city bus goes right by you, and you get that heat from the engine in the rear. Oh, there's nothing like it.
That's great. So like standing behind a jet airplane.
Oh.
1-2. That's in there. Strike 3. A couple of strikeouts after Travis d'Arnaud got the Mets on the board with a 2-run homer. It's 5-2 Padres. Moment in Padres history brought to you by Geico. 32 years ago today, the Padres and Braves, the Bean Brawl game. After Brave starter Pascual Perez hit San Diego's Alan Wiggins on the game's first pitch, payback came in the second. Ed Whitson threw behind Perez, and the bench is empty. The first time of 4 fights. Head umpire John McSherry ejected 13 players altogether, and 5 fans were arrested. And that probably is the all-time.
It's up there. Look at
baseball
Bavacqua
fight.
throwing some haymakers there. Oh my gosh.
Fortunately, I don't think anyone was seriously injured, but boy, there were some haymakers thrown. Huh?
There was some potential for some guys dislocating some limbs on that one.
Leadoff hitter is Jan Solarte, way out in front. That's just a normal Saturday night in Alpine, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You know, you get a few social sparklers there. You get some guys out in the local watering hole.
You get your peacock feathers out and hit each other. Solarte pops that left side, curling toward the seats and out of play, away from Granderson. He walked and scored, one of the 3 men aboard when Schimpf hit his grand slam over the center field fence tonight. His 11th homer of the year. And it's the total that Solarte has, 11. Dickerson and Schimpf to follow here in the third. 5-2 Padres lead. Strike 3 call.
Good pitch.
Third strikeout for Barrett. And that'll bring up Alex Dickerson.
Well, I've noticed one thing recently. I would have to say it's within the last 10 or 15 games against the Padres. The opposing pitchers are really starting to throw the fastball in. Fastballs in, breaking balls into these hitters.
So what do you do as you're coaching these hitters?
I would have to say you got to learn to fight it off, maybe cheat on it a little bit. I mean, I'm not a hitting and
that ball ripped to right, a base hit. That should go all the way to the wall and does. And Dickerson is to second base and will settle for a double. Rifle shot to right field. Alex Dickerson continues to make good contact.
And he turned on that one nicely. So fight it off, foul it off until they go away. That pitch looks like it leaks right down the middle. A little two-seam action. And look at that ball hook. That ball's hits hard. That was a great shot of that ball hooking off the bat of Alex Dickerson.
You see on the bounce in the outfield about 20 dead worms popped up. They dusted them.
Yeah.
Ryan Schimpf, a chance to add to the 4 RBIs on the grand slam. See what happens here. And he hits this one a ton. That's way out of here. That might be upper deck. Touch them all. Oh my. 2 swings, 6 RBIs for Ryan Schimpf. He gets those 2 runs right back for the Padres. And it's 7-2. Numbers 11 and 12 tonight for Ryan Schimpf. Now that was a major league clout.
That is unbelievable. The man's a menace. Okay, where does Verrett throw this one? Oh, middle in, and I tell you what, that's what I'm talking about. If you're consistently getting pounded in, yeah, you look for it and you do some damage with it. Schimpf cocktails for everyone. On me.
Jumbo Schimpf. And you get 6. You get 6 in the dish. You're not just 4. You get a full 6. Half dozen RBIs for Schimpf. Look at that rocket to the upper deck in right field.
Wow.
Second time he's hit 2 in a game as a Padre. Remember, this is a guy first half of the year was hitting home runs in El Paso, 15. Now he has 12 in the big league. He's got a 27 home run season going. That's a season high for a Padre, 6 RBIs, and we're just in the 3rd inning. Blash hit his home run to the opposite field. A solo shot in the 1st. Number 3 on the year. Outside and a full count. Oh, plate umpire Emmel said you went around. Strike 3. 4th strikeout for Barrett.
Went to the slider, the breaking ball.
Christian Bethancourt steps up with 2 outs, bases clean. 7-2 San Diego.
And once again, Ryan Schimpf, undrafted this evening, in pick this day. Ouch.
Bethancourt struck out the first time.
He's got 16 points already, Professor. And pick the stick. I mean, that's a big night.
Well, I don't think any one of us would want to have 16 points. That would be so out of character. It's better it goes washed aside. A ball and a strike to the Padre catcher. Top foul.
If he keeps going like this, Schimpf. Okay, let's say hypothetically here, Padres win this game and they have Schimpf just. I can't wait for the back page of the Post tomorrow. Something with Schimpf.
Oh, they love the headlines.
Oh, please, Ryan, stay hot.
Yeah, they got Nobel Prize winners writing headlines for the Post. Down low, 2-2.
I can see one right now. You got to be Schimpfing me. That'd be a good one.
Two balls, two strikes.
Everything's down here.
And that ball's hit pretty well to left center field. That's going and touch 'em all. Bethencourt, number 6. Touch 'em all. 4 Padre home runs already tonight, and we're in the third. It's 8-2 San Diego. And Lugo, who's been throwing in the pen, apparently is going to come into work as Padres picking on Logan Verrett. And listen to the greeting that Verrett receives as he walks off the diamond. Bethencourt, number 6. Runs tonight and an 8-2 lead, and Christian Bethencourt joins the home run derby with this shot.
All rise. Bethencourt is now in session. Order in the court. Hanging breaking ball. Some great swings. Oh yeah,
that ball really carrying a long way. Nick Noonan, as Lugo delivers his first pitch, and Noonan grounds to second, and the inning comes to an end. And the Queens cheer again, this time for Lugo. Middle of the third here at Citi Field in Queens, and the Padres now have an 8-2 lead thanks to Ryan Schiff, the longest of the lot, upper deck. A 2-run shot, 6 RBIs for Schiff, and then Bethencourt added a solo, 8-2. Baseball brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres club card today. By Jack in the Box. Try his new Smoky Jack. Taste it before it's gone. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. Back at Citi Field, this part of entrance to Citi Field designed after the old Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. They borrowed many elements of baseball parks in building Citi Field. Brian Schimpf, have yourself a career night, and it's only the end of 3 innings for the Padres. Some of the retired numbers there. Curtis Granderson leading off. Popped to shortstop his first time. So once again, Clemens gave up the 2 runs to make it 5-2, and the Padres come right back to. The forecast was rain, but the Padres thought maybe home runs would be a better forecast for them, and now an 8-2 lead. Outside, and it's 2-1.
Well, one thing for sure, the mistakes that Verrett was throwing out there, they were crushing, and that'll make any hitting coach smile. Alan Zinter, Casey Myers down there working with him.
Deep but long and foul down into the left field corner. The last Mets pitcher to allow 4 home runs in a game was Bartolo Colon against the Angels 2 years ago.
Big Sexy. Love watching him pitch.
And the Padres have tied a season high with 4 home runs. They've done it 7 times this year. Ground ball into the shift, and Schimpf is there for the out. 1 away in the 3rd, and the Mets bring up TJ Rivera, who lined out his first time.
Hey, keep this crowd booing, right? That's a big key.
That should be your key for tomorrow night already, huh?
Yeah,
Keep them booing.
That's a good one. That means that the Mets are not producing, not getting on base, and upsetting the fans.
Thomas Javier Rivera, the rookie. TJ, the man from the Bronx. Born in Yankee Borough, but on the day the Mets clinched the World Series, so better he come over here to the Queens. Ground ball to short. Noonan there. 2 away and a couple of ground outs for Paul Clemens. Neil Walker, the batter.
Be the ball, Noonan. Nice solid play right there from Nick. Big fan of Nick Noonan. Good egg, Noonan. Kind of looks like Adam Rosales a little bit. I could be his brother, a little brother.
I hope he doesn't, raise those pant legs up around the knee. Then it'd be tough to spot him from a distance. Rosales makes things happen. Ground ball foul. Walker walked his first time. He was a superstar in the city of Pittsburgh as a high schooler, a 3-sport star, a terrific football player. Could have gone just about to any college that he wanted for a collegiate career, but signed with the Pirates. Baseball, switch hitter. Slow, and it drops in there. 0-2.
Hey, that was one of the things I said about Clemens as he took the hill tonight. If he gets the feel for that curveball, watch out. Looks like he's thrown a couple of good ones this inning. Throw him another one. Bounce it.
Must have heard you. 1-2 the count. Most home runs in a single season by a second baseman, Mets history. 27 by Alfonso. And Walker's got another 6 weeks to play and add to that 20.
The impressive thing about Neil Walker, also the switch hitter, 6 from the right side. I mean, a lot of his power, obviously more at bats from the left side, but he's done quite well against left-handed pitching.
Current 9-game hitting streak. Batting .459 in those 9. And another curveball. So 0-2. He's thrown 3 in a row out of the zone. And a full count.
I saw Mark Davis once, Cy Young Award winner, 1989 for the Padres, threw 13 curveballs in a row. And his philosophy was, hey, guys throw 13 fastballs in a row. Why can't I throw 13 curveballs?
And he walked him. So he lost him after jumping in front 0-2. And Neil Walker has done just that, walked again. Jay Bruce, the batter.
A little calm me down meeting for Paul Clemens as Christian Bethancourt goes out and has a little chat. Okay, let's calm it down here. How do you want to start this guy?
6-run lead. You don't want to walk anyone. They can hit their way on. Andy Green was high in praise of Christian Bethancourt calling the game Edwin Jackson in Pittsburgh when Jackson worked 7 shutout innings, allowed only 2 hits. So might be wise, Clemens and other pitchers, to pay more respect to what Bethancourt has in mind, because he's carrying out the game plan. Bruce grounded to second his first time. Shift on. Ball 1. Schimpf in shallow right. They dare Bruce to hit it to left field. Wide open left side, 80 feet there between the bag and Noonan. High breaking ball, got away with it. 1-1. 8-2 the Padres lead if you're just joining us. 4 home runs hit by San Diego, 2 by Ryan Schimpf. 6 RBIs for the second baseman. That ball ripped to right. It's hooking, foul. And 10 feet foul. Very strong, this left-handed hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pride and joy of Lewisburg College, the Fighting Hurricanes there in North Carolina. Paul Clemens.
I love the obscure colleges.
In case you hadn't heard of it, a 2-year Methodist school in Lewisburg, North Carolina. Had him fooled. He fouls it away out in front.
Hey, one thing, Dick, that's a good observation, because Clemens is he'll change speeds on that curveball. He did on that one, and you could see that Bruce was way out in front of it. Lost a lot of his oomph in that swing.
It stays at 1-2. And on this hot, humid evening in the East, you'd like to reduce as many as you can your pitch count, but it's climbing for Clemens now to 54. Just got a piece of that and nicked it back foul. Heavy dose of breaking balls to Bruce.
Usually, sometimes pitchers will follow up as you take a look at the pitch count by innings. Doing a pretty good job. Follow up with a heater in. How about a fastball away? How about a fresca? So tough to get up on top of that one.
Yeah, 94 up in his eyes. 5 straight foul balls off the bat of Jay Bruce. He bounces the changeup. Not a bad idea to throw that one up there, change the pace, the rhythm. On deck is James Loney. The 2-2 pitch. Popped him up. Long run for Noonan. He was over by second base. He's still racing after it and makes the play. A country mile run to get that pop fly in foul territory. Nick Noonan, and that's it for the 3rd.
bad time, and you cannot say woe is me at this level. You cannot do it. Everybody's too good here. Nobody feels sorry for you because everybody's been humbled. And those who get out of it stay here a long time. Those who don't, you keep looking up and they keep getting a little time here and a little time there, but they don't stay. I want the ones who can stay.
Harry Collins very unhappy with the play on the field during the last series as they were swept by the Arizona Diamondbacks, went on a 3.5-minute rant to the media yesterday. He then later went behind closed doors and held a private team meeting where he expressed exactly what you just heard right there. But he did say, it all starts with me. I'm the manager of this team, and I'm the one to be held responsible. So obviously hoping to hit the reset button before today's game, but doesn't look like that's what's happening on the field, guys.
No, that was just, I think that was as much for the press and the fans as it was for his team. Then he went into the clubhouse, and if he wanted to get more personal, he could. But it's an obvious warning. Hey, there's kids down in AAA ball,
Sure.
Las Vegas being their AAA club, that would love to be up here in a Mets uniform. Reminding some of his players of just that. Clemens grounds out for the first out here in the 4th inning. Jankowski singled and scored in the first. He set the table, got things started. And that after Myers and Solarte walked, it was Schimpf with a grand slam. And a swing and a miss. A couple of strikeouts since for Jankowski. That's Lugo's first. He's 26 from Shreveport, Louisiana. Just called up, in fact, from Las Vegas.
Got a game break coming up from the Bronx, about 4 or 5 miles from here. The Rays, Yankees, Alex Rodriguez's finale. Farewell.
Will Myers takes a strike at 96. Lugo was up earlier with the Mets, pitched in 6 games, just 11 1/3 innings, went back to Las Vegas and just called up his first appearance since the most recent arrival. 1-1. Looks like he's got a good live arm. Long shot draft pick, 34th round 5 years ago by the Mets.
Yeah, he's touching mid-90s. So he flips up a breaking ball here. Oh yeah, little curveball there.
Hung inside, 2-1. At the knees, 94.
You know, I like his delivery. The old school shoot, rock, fire. Stepping back, hands over the head. Get into a good position over that rubber. Get it going.
Up high. Myers has walked both at bats. Here he is in the 4th inning. Count 3-2. Hasn't had to put the ball in play yet.
Well, they're going to have to turn up the dial against Lugo with that fastball.
Foul back.
And here's the delivery of Lugo. Trying to get that momentum. Yeah, different deliveries for different pitchers, but that's a big frame. That's a big boy going forward. Good follow through on the high backside.
He's 6'4", 225. He is a big one. Another foul, and it remains full to Will Myers. Jan Solarte waiting his turn. Yankees and Tampa Bay tied at 1 in the 2nd inning over in the Bronx. Off his foot, foul ball.
That hurts. Did you ever foul one off amateur ball days, off your foot or shin, Professor?
Yeah, but I couldn't hit it hard enough to hurt. I wish I could have.
Oh gosh, it hurts so much, and it stays with you for a long time.
You just have to pretend it doesn't hurt,
Yeah.
huh? Again, the 3-2.
Breaking ball.
And that ball's hit high in the air to center. And Diaza cruises back and squeezes the final out as Lugo gets the Padres in order in the 4th. Still 8-2 San Diego. All right, thank you, Mike. 8-2 San Diego on 4 home runs tonight. Clemens goes to work in the bottom of the 4th inning, and James Loney on the 2-seamer singled his first time and scored on Travis d'Arnaud's home run. Our d'Arnaud on deck, his 4th home run of the year. All runs tonight, 10 runs scored, all by way of the home run. Ground ball into the shift, and Solarte, playing on the second base side, throws him out. So A-Rod gets a double RBI in his first at bat over in the Bronx, and just a look at his incredible career. 93 was the first overall pick. Went to the Rangers and made so many millions and millions of dollars, and was 3-time All-Star 3 years. Traded to the Yankees, 12 years in New York. Most valuable player twice. 2009 World Series, suspended 2014 for PED. It makes me sad. You know, I think about Barry Bonds and Rodriguez, and 2 enormous talents. And had they not used the performance enhancing, and the excuse is they used it to recover from injury, which is part of the process too. I understand that. But without it, I mean, what they've denied themselves, they should be Cooperstown invitees first ballot. But they've tainted their entire career, and they've hurt the integrity of the game by what they did.
Pretty darn good players early on. Even, I mean, Barry Bonds was on his way, I think, being in the Hall of Fame even without the allegations against the outfielder. Alex Rodriguez, I mean, what a talent he was. 19 years old in the big leagues, right?
I remember seeing him in Seattle. Ground ball sharply, backhand, fair ball. Solarte can't get a good grip on it, and beating it out is d'Arnaud. Good dig by Solarte, but as he went into foul territory, couldn't get the clean grip so he could brace and throw. Too much time for d'Arnaud to beat it out for a hit.
Let's see if there's a little bit of a juggle here.
He had a double pump.
Yep.
So 2 for 2 d'Arnaud tonight.
And it looks like he just didn't have the grip on it.
So 1 out, and here's Diaza. Fly to right his first time. I remember seeing him for the first time in Seattle. I'd gone up to salute Dave Niehaus, their broadcaster, former colleague and friend. There it is, right to first. Second base, Myers for 1. Back to first base. Not in time. Almost turned the most difficult of double plays, the 3-6-3, but Diaza just a bit too quick. But it was done as well as you can work it by Myers.
Well, after the pitch is thrown here, Will Myers in a good position. See how he spins towards the glove side? You get that momentum, and then make sure you don't throw that ball up the back side of that runner to second base, and then quickly back to the bag, but too quick. Is Diaza.
Brings up Matt Reynolds just to finish the thought. And going through the clubhouse, and I hear the sound of bat ball, and I looked, and here's Rodriguez. I mean, the game was over, and he's still hitting the ball. I mean, they say his work ethic was not to be disputed. The man wanted to be a great player, worked hard to do it, immensely talented. Just, it saddens me for a lot of reasons, obviously. Now, what's this all about? Clemens and Bethencourt were a little meeting, and out comes the Padre trainer and manager Green. He's had trouble with his back, and he had sprinted over to cover first base in case Myers didn't get back to the bag on that potential 3-6-3 double play. He was going to cover, and he says he's okay. The batter, Matt Reynolds, the rookie infielder, struck out swinging his first time. 25 years of age, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, went to the University of Arkansas. Reynolds, part of their NCAA World Series championship team.
Well, the next couple of pitches should tell if Clemens is getting through his pitches to the curveball. He threw a pretty darn curveball, good curveball right there. Had good action to it.
This is after the play at first base. Stretching out that lower back.
Remember, he did that in San Diego, Dick, remember? Behind the mound.
Well, you want to stay in the game with an 8-2 lead. At least get a few more outs, get through 5 innings, and be the pitcher of record. But health, of course, is primary. 2 outs. Safe on the fielder's choice, Diaza at first base. Padres with an 8-2 lead. Bottom of the 4th.
And once again, it's worth noting, on a night like tonight, it's so humid, it's very tough to find a dry spot on your uniform. I mean, you're going to the rosin bag a lot. You know, your hand can get slippery.
Good news is it does keep that back looser on a night like this.
That's true.
It's like pitching in a spa. 0-1. Pull to the left side. Noonan goes the short way for the out. And the inning comes to an end. On to the 5th. Padres 8, Mets 2. Harrah's game summary. In the first inning, bases loaded. Brian Schimpf with a grand slam, and the next hitter, Jabari Blash, a solo shot to right field. It was an early 5-0 Padre lead. They didn't stop there. Schimpf, a Ruthian shot. The next time up into the upper deck, a 2-run homer, 6 RBIs on the night. And the Padres would add with Christian Bethancourt. He gets into the act, and a long blast to left center field. And the Padres all 8 runs on home runs for tonight. That's our Harrah's game summary. And for the Mets, Travis d'Arnaud's 2-run homer, accounting for their only scores. Solarte leads off the 5th. Seth Lugo in relief of the starter. Logan Verrett has retired all 4 men that he has faced. Inside, 1-1. So for Lugo, a chance coming back from AAA Las Vegas for him to impress, since Verrett certainly did not win himself a spot on the major league rotation.
And as Terry Collins said, if the guys up here aren't doing it, we've got plenty of guys in Las Vegas who are willing to try, just waiting to get up here in these uniforms. You know, the baseballs are better up here in the big leagues. The spreads are better up here in the big leagues. The travel, the meal money.
3-1.
Right. I remember guys would complain in AAA, right?
Yeah.
Because AAA is very tough to manage and coach. Because you got the prospects coming up, you got the veteran guys coming down.
Pops him up left side. Rivera, the third baseman, calling. And that's 5 in a row for Lugo.
I remember guys would complain, and one coach who would go in nameless, just look at the player and go, "You don't like it here? Play better." Right?
Yeah.
Boils down to playing better. If you want better baseballs, if you want better spreads, if you want more meal money, play better. Then maybe you'll get to the big leagues.
On the other hand, there may be a guy down at AA. Rather, if you don't want to be here, you might want to come up here. Terry Collins, native of Midland, Michigan. Dow Chemical Corporation there in Midland. That's very close to where I went to school at Central
Nice.
Michigan, about 20 miles away, and they've been very generous in supporting Central Michigan University.
Go Chips.
Absolutely. Looking forward to their football season. Coach Bono, I think he's got it going there. 2-0 to Dickerson, who lined a double into the right field corner the last time. A little late on that swing. Scored on Schimpf's second home run. Good swing. 2-2. Back in the days when the fastball, they actually had professional leagues. The fastball, Midland always sponsored one of the top
really?
softball,
Nice.
fastball teams. Briggs.
Did you play in that league?
Briggs. No, I didn't make it. No, I was waiting for a slow pitch to catch on. Yeah, that league. I could really hit that. Just lob
Hey, that's
that thing
tougher
up
than
there.
you think.
Oh, it is.
You got to stay back.
Fouled out of play.
Very quick on that last pitch there. Believe me, these hitters know. They're trying to bury him inside. They're trying to pound him and break those bats and get on the fists. But Alex Dickerson just showed right there. He can fight it off.
Another foul. Oh, I'm having a real Olympics hangover. I can't go to sleep at night. I can't. I wait
You're
till
hooked.
the last
It's in your blood,
event. Well, I know. I had the privilege of covering 4 of those, and I mean, what that Simone Biles has done, and Michael Phelps and Katie Ledecky. I mean, they're just amazing. Fly ball, shallow center. In comes Diaza for the second out. And time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
How about the 2 home runs from Ryan Schimpf? The first one in the first inning, a 1-0 count. Let him get extended. That's how you crush mistakes. The perfect swing from the Padres second baseman. Grand slam. And then the second one in a little bit more. Sends this one to the upper deck. Home runs 11 and 12. The second home run was first pitch fastball. He was all over it.
He's seen 3 pitches, hit 2 home runs.
Let's see if he can add on right here.
Different pitcher, however, and Seth Lugo is not allowed a base runner yet. And sends in a breaking ball for a strike. I was able to follow Olga Korbut, 72 Olympics,
Wow.
Nadia Comaneci, Mary Lou Retton, all through the great lineup of female gymnasts. But that Simone Biles, she's all world. I mean, there's just never been anyone like her. Fouled away. Put a bat in her hand, she might hit a home run. And Michael Phelps, I mean, I just love it when he gets up on the block and he does that little thing with his wing spread and slaps himself in the. He's like a condor.
I know. His wingspan's
about,
unbelievable.
About 9 feet. 1-2 to Schimpf. Pulls that into the upper deck. Now that is a fan with a seat in that location could not expect to get a foul ball from a left-handed hitter.
Way out in front of that one. And you know what this at bat? Nothing but soft stuff, breaking stuff. I haven't seen a fastball yet this at bat to Ryan Schimpf.
Wastes the fastball there. 96 again. 2-2. Call time.
I thought, isn't the count 3-2?
Foul tip, strike 3. So Seth Lugo restoring order for the Mets. He's retired 7 in a row. in the borough of Queens. The Padres leading 8-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And always topical, the MVP projecting the possible votes: Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Daniel Murphy, former Met, Nolan Arenado. That's a tough call.
It is. And if I'm going backwards to forwards, I would say off with this guy because defensively speaking, not a good second baseman. Hey, when's the last time there was co-MVPs? How about co-MVPs on one team? So, hey, there's a lot to talk about. Great discussion. Not saying I'm right, but great baseball discussion with those guys. And then Nolan Arenado.
No, he won't get it because he's in the West, Arenado. But I would vote for him.
Very valid points. No question about it.
He could have been the MVP last year with his numbers. And there's a high fly ball to right field. Blash easing back to the path. And one away as Ty Kelly, pinch hitting, goes after the first pitch, and one away. So that'll be all for Seth Lugo. Certainly did the job in 2 1/3. 7 straight outs.
Well, after the visit, Dick, with the trainer and Andy Green for Paul Clemens, he's thrown some good curveballs and gotten some good results. So that's a big first out here.
2 outs away from qualifying for the win. Ooh, line drive back through the middle, right through the glove of Paul Clemens. Granderson shooting a liner through the box. And that's the 4th Mets hit of the night.
First pitch hacking. Hey, you see the fastball? You hit it right over the glove, right back where it came from.
Looking at the glove as if it's the leather's fault. You're just lucky you were able to react to get out of the way of that one. So a 1-out single for Granderson. And TJ Rivera's the batter. Eric Goodell is warming up in the Mets pen. Good curveball, strike 1. Yeah, he can't use that breaking ball enough.
I know. He's got the good feel for it. A couple times left it up in the zone.
He did there, but taken by Rivera. And another one, 0-2. How about our Cholula flamethrower? How's it working here in New York?
Well, Paul Clemens, it's hot, it's humid. The fastball, oh, it's up there too at 96, and that's hot sock. You know what? That's like heat index of 104. So you mix in the humidity with the velocity.
Right.
And that's hot sauce.
2 strikes now on Rivera. And another breaking ball didn't bite. Does the humidity, high humidity that we're experiencing, does that impact Cholula?
Oh, yeah. A little extra bite to it.
Doesn't water it down? I mean, because there's so much.
It'll do that too, the humidity, absolutely.
So you got to put another little shake in there, another little drop or two. Fastball wasted away, 2-2.
It's all about adjustments, Professor. The great ones adjust, you know. It's just the way it is in any walk of life.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I don't know.
Both hands.
How you doing?
2-2. Nub back to the mound. Runner was going. Granderson advances to second. An easy put out 1-3, and there's 2 outs here in the 5th.
Looks good. Oh, he just covered first base. Now he's kind of reaching over his head a little bit, kind of stretching a little bit. Both occasions has been when Paul Clemens has gone over to first base.
Neil Walker up twice, walked twice. Speaking of eating, you'll never believe what I read in the New York Times business page today about Oreos. You like Oreos?
Oh, don't put a whole package in front of me with a gallon of milk. No chance. What do you got?
Get this. You know, they've tried to, you know, the filling, usually it's a vanilla filling.
Right.
And they tried watermelon filling. Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me they're
and
going.
lemon filling. They tried that. I'd go for that.
Right.
What's the latest?
Bacon.
A limited edition of Swedish fish flavored filling.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
Who's going to buy that?
That's so disgusting.
I mean, even the Finns won't buy that. Outside to Walker. Don't fix it if it ain't broken, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to get new customers, and I guess their sales in Stockholm have been down.
Yeah, this has been one burr in the saddle for these Mets. Runners in scoring position, only 2-0-2. They can't get a runner in to save their lives.
Clemens again stretching after that follow through. 2-0 the count. You get the feeling he just wants to get this last out in the 5th inning, and we're going to see somebody else from the pen.
Take off his glove? Did you see that? He took off his glove and put it on the mound and then took a little walk behind the mound. Did he tie his shoe or something?
Like wrestlers in the Olympics when they're retiring, they put an item, take off their shoes, and then they put whatever that towel or whatever it is on that to say, hey, that's it for me. And Green steering along with Bowlesley. I think they have to be concerned.
Absolutely.
The body language not good. And 3-0 now the count.
Oh,
ball 4. Now he's really struggling. So a single and now a 2-out walk, and with an 8-2 lead, Jay Bruce, a power hitter, coming up. One swing and the Mets are back in this game. Walker has walked 3 straight times.
I think, you know what, that's the most animated I think Darren Balsley I've seen in a long time. He pretty much goes out there and says his piece and tries to help him out, maybe with a scouting report, maybe just has a refresher course, but it was almost as like, okay, let's go. If you're telling me you're okay, let's go.
Buddy Ballman begins to throw. 2 on, 2 out to Bruce. Ground out, foul out for Bruce tonight. Breaking ball. Ooh, doesn't get the call there. 1-1.
And Darren Balsley on the phone to make sure or see how far along Buddy Bauman is. Shouldn't take too long tonight.
Lined by the dive of Schimpf. That'll bring Granderson around third. He'll score. It's 8-3. Stopping at second was Walker. And James Loney will be the batter. You got a left-hander trying to get ready, and Clemens obviously struggling.
That was a breaking ball. Jay Bruce staying back just enough to hook that ball past the diving Schimpf.
Anytime you put Schimpf in a sentence, you're in trouble. Well, they're not going to bring in the lefty as yet to pitch to Loney. Loney is singled and scored and grounded to second. Strike one. 92 on the fastball. He's been up to 96 as you saw through Cholula earlier. Loney is 3 for 5 in his meetings against Clemens.
I think that's interesting you mentioned that velocity. So if he throws another fastball, let's see if the velocity is down.
Lifted to left down the line. That could be trouble right at the foul pole, and foul ball. Out of sight was Dickerson down in that corner at the 335 marker.
Well, this ball hooking off the left bat of Bruce. Not a lot of foul territory down there. A loud strike, a long strike for Jay Bruce. James Loney, check that. James Loney.
So 2 strikes on Loney.
Now that fastball was 94, so he's changing speeds with that fastball. First one was 92, that one 94.
Doesn't like the feel of the ball, so a new one in play. Looks like that glove has been around Clemens for quite a while.
Yeah.
Just like a pair of good old shoes. That leather feels
absolutely.
so good. Yeah. 2 on, 2 out, a run in, 8-3 Padres, and 2 strikes on Loney. Another foul off to the left. Loney, a good contact hitter. He's only struck out 29 times this year. Puts it in play. Walker at second, Bruce at first. Strike 3 called. He got the call on the knees, and that's it for the Mets as James Loney caught looking, and 5 in the books. An official game now with the Padres in front, 8-3.
Been solid. I don't think when the year started we ever had any thought of him playing outfield for us. And he's gone out there and he's caught what's been hit to him and he's thrown it in. He's done a solid job there. He's had pretty good at-bats consistently. And then I think recently, like, his game calling's gone to another level. That was something early in the year that we were trying to get him to take more pride in. And recently, like, we've had a lot of conversations with him, and I think he's done a much better job of attacking hitters' weaknesses, pitching to pitcher's strength. I think the game he called for Edwin Jackson in Pittsburgh when he had the shutout was probably one of our best, if not our best called game of the season.
Well, you can credit those quality starts by Edwin Jackson in helping to build Christian Bethancourt's game-calling confidence, and he really has been able to field anything that's been thrown at him as far as positions. We've seen him out in left, we've seen him out in right, we've even seen him pitch this season, but of course the game-calling is something that Andy Green wants to see develop, and of course we will see more of Christian Bethancourt as the season progresses.
No, he's a keeper. Thank you, Julie. I mean, if all else fails, we know he could come out of the pen and throw 97, 98. Jabari Blash leads off here in the 6th inning against the new Mets pitcher Eric Goodell. Goodell, 23 games, all in relief, has been tough to hit. 165 batting average against. Blash with a wrong field home run his first time up. And this pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, Eric Goodell throws the fastball, a splitter, and a curveball. He can touch mid-90s, 95, but he averages about 92.
2-2 to Blash.
Kind of sneaky fast from Goodell.
Ty Kelly stays in the 9th spot in the batting order, replaces Rivera at third base. And a swing and a miss. Goodell strikes out Blash. So that's 8 straight Padres retired by the bullpen of the Mets. Christian Bethancourt comes up. His last time he drilled one deep to left center field.
Well, one thing for sure goes into the scouting report. That was a mistake breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. Speeds up his bat, and he connected for the long one. So that will go in the scouting report for other pitchers to look at. Good swing, though, from Christian.
Oh, speed for a strike. In case you're just joining us, the Padres hit 4 home runs tonight, 2 in the first inning. Grand slam by Schimpf, number 11, and a solo by Blash, his third. And then in the third inning, a couple of more home runs, a 2-run shot from Schimpf and a solo for Bethancourt. Bethancourt 6th, Schimpf with his 11th and 12th, and Blash number 3. Travis d'Arnaud, a 2-run homer for 2 of the 3 runs scored by the Mets. One and 2. Goodell from the Bay Area, born in San Mateo and lives in Hillsboro. Attended UCLA. And back-to-back strikeouts. Blash and Bethancourt.
Hey, one more on San Diego sports. Well, then tonight, watch a special edition of Extra 1360 Fox Sports San Diego from Chargers Park for all the latest NFL news. That's tonight at 9 p.m. on Fox Sports San Diego, presented by Land Rover San Diego.
And then the Chargers tomorrow night open their exhibition season at Tennessee. Nick Noonan flied to center, grounded to second. 84 on that delivery. Goodell did come up with the Mets the last couple of years. Pitched in 35 games last season. A lot of off-speed stuff.
Looks like he's going to that splitter or slider right there. Kind of tough to tell, but it does have break late down in the zone.
It looks as if Paul Clemens' night is through. Should Noonan reach safely, the next hitter is Clemens, and Alexei Ramirez is in the on-deck circle. Strike 3 call. He got a call there. Ball bit inside, and Goodell comes in and strikes out the side. 4 of those home runs off starter Logan Verrett. And the Padres built a 5-0 lead, then 5-2 Mets, then 8-2 Padres, and the Mets pick up a run in the 5th inning. 6th inning, here's Buddy Bauman making his 7th game appearance.
It's been a pleasant surprise. Love the costume as well as Alexi Ramirez goes in on the double switch at shortstop. He'll be leading off next half inning for the Padres. Bauman's throwing the ball well.
First pitch strike at 87.
Got to be a big thrill for Buddy back on August 6th. His first win against the Phillies. Chalk went up in the W column for the left-hander.
Darno 2 for 2 in the game. A home run with a man on in the 2nd. And beat out an infield hit to deep 3rd in the 4th. Diaza and then Reynolds for the Mets here in the 6th. Another shot and another hit. Darno 3 for 3. He greets Bauman with a single. Yeah, hitting .228 on the season. This might be his best game of the year.
Well, he turned on a fastball earlier in the ball game, and Bethancourt wants it down and away, and that one's up.
Off the end of the bat, but a single to center or to left. Here's Diaza. His fly to right and safe on a fielder's choice. Grounded to the first baseman, Wilt Myers, the last time. They're giving the line on Paul Clemens. He threw 87 pitches, 5 innings, 3 runs, all earned, 5 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Got in on the fists of Diaza. 0-2.
Oh!
Where'd that get him?
In the neck? Oh my gosh.
Jaw. See the umpires reacting quickly, and Will Myers raced over from first to get between anything that might happen between home plate and Bauman. Oh, hit right in the jaw.
Yeah, left side of the, wow.
Boy, fortunately, he's on his feet. I mean, you do that in boxing, you're going to be at a knee and taking an 8 count. And an 8-3 game, no intent there.
No.
That puts a base runner aboard, so 2 on with no one out. He can take a punch. Diaza.
You know what? You know what? That's dangerous, folks. That's the carotid artery. That is, I'll tell you what. He is very, very lucky. That's he's lucky that was a glancing blow.
So 2 on here. And that's trying to scramble back, trailing 8-3. Matt Reynolds has struck out and grounded to short. Ball 1 outside. Ty Kelly, who entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning, is on deck. It's unnerving to the pitcher too.
Sure. And I can understand, you get a ball up around the head and the neck area. I mean, yeah, tempers are going to flare a little bit, even though it's not intentional. The last thing Buddy Bauman wants is multiple base runners with an 8-3 lead.
Change up. 1-1. Able to smile. That's good. Good pitch. 1-2. Infield looking for a double play ground ball chance. Time called. And Bethancourt going to go out and talk to his pitcher with the count 1-2.
Yeah, you don't want to get crossed up with that guy in second base. Have a second, third situation. Take the force off.
Bauman was injured very early in spring training and had a very slow start to the season. Missed more than a month. Worked his way back into shape. Way outside, 2-2. Native of Missouri and attended Missouri State University. The Royals picked him in the 7th round 7 years ago. Been stuck in the Kansas City minors. Did he go? No, says first base umpire Mike Estabrook.
Oh, I beg to differ on that one.
That's a big call, not a strikeout.
Yeah.
3-2. And another chance for Matt Reynolds. Pitch was low, but did he swing? And there's a drive to left field. Dickerson turns. Can't make the play. Off the wall. 1 run scores. They'll hold the next runner at third on a double. It's 8-4. Reynolds delivers a 208 hitter. The line drive over the head of Dickerson. Darno scores from second and Diaz over to third. So Bauman unable to get an out thus far.
Well, worked down in the zone, but a good looking swing by Reynolds. It looks like Alex Dickerson may have turned the wrong way. That ball's going to be hooking off the right-handed bat. And Darno's got to wait. That ball's caught. He's got to go back. He went halfway.
Well, Balsley quickly to the mound. Still no one out here and 2 men on as the Mets whittling away. It's 8-4. Brad Hand starts to throw in the Padre pen. It's only the 6th inning and no one out. Plenty of time left. It's what manager Green didn't want to happen, and that's get into the bullpen early. It's hoping Bauman could have an easy inning. It's been just the opposite. Single by Darno. He hit Diaz, and now the RBI double from Reynolds. Kelly the batter. Switch hitter. Fly deep to right field his first time. That was facing the starter Paul Clemens. Brad Hand. Another hit. Only 1 run will score. Have to hold on third on the line drive. Diaz checks in. 8-5 the score. Kelly with the RBI single. 4 straight batters reach against the lefty Buddy Bauman.
Yeah, breaking ball trying to backdoor it and just catches too much of the plate there. And lefty on righty going to speed up his bat. Hits it through that hole on the high breaking ball.
This may be a stall technique now as they meet at the mound to make sure that Hand is loose. As we mentioned, when Diaz was hit, it can be disturbing, upsetting to the pitcher too. He doesn't want to do that, and he's upset with himself. And since then, he's given up an RBI double, an RBI single, and Andy Green's going to make a pitching change. So here in the 6th inning with no one out, the Mets have scored 2 and they have 2 men on. The tying run coming to the plate. 8-5 San Diego. All brought to you by RCP Block and Brick. Start your outdoor project at rcpblock.com. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. So that 8-2 lead is melted away. Now 8-5, and with no one out, the Mets have runners at the corners here in the 6th inning, and Brad Hand trying to stop the bleeding here as the lower end of the order causing trouble in the 6th. 4 straight men reaching safely, and now we go to the leadoff hitter, Curtis Granderson.
And Brad Hand, you know, he's a few more ticks up on the radar gun as far as velocity from Buddy Bauman. So it'll be lefty on lefty. Granderson against left-handers hitting only .228 this year.
1 for 3 tonight against the right-hander Clemens. Singled his last time. No one out. And 2 runs home, in the first fastball at 92, a called strike. Reynolds at third and Kelly at first. And has had the better of it previous meetings. Strike 2.
Nice. Boy, that first pitch strike that he got called really changes the complexion of the at-bat. Definitely in the driver's seat now, Brad Hand. And this is where Bethencourt's got to be on his game too now. Breaking ball, you got to smother that, keep that runner at third base. Keep the double play in order.
Got him to chase a breaking ball in the dirt. 3-pitch strikeout. Granderson gone, 1 away.
Well, sometimes a pitcher gets the benefit of a call, and I think Brad Hand gets a call the first pitch. It was the fastball up. Second pitch down and away. Uno dos adios on the breaking ball in the dirt, and a nice job by Bethencourt to smother it.
Wilmer Flores is going to bat for the pitcher. Pitcher inserted in the double switch in the number 2 spot in the batting order. Flores having a decent season, especially in the power department. 11 home runs for the shortstop. Infield set for 2. Ground ball up the middle. Nice glove by Schimpf. He gets 1 there. Back to first. Not in time. A run scores. It's now 8-6 as Reynolds comes in from third. Terrific play by Schimpf. He took that right out of center field.
That was a fantastic play by Ryan Schimpf. I thought this ball was going to short him up. I thought it was going to eat him up. Plays it perfectly. The backhand flip. Ramirez spins glove side, and the nice pick by Will Myers at first. Yeah, he's safe.
Yeah, he's safe. The ball has to be nestled in the back of the glove. So the 6-run lead now down to just 2 with 2 outs, and Neil Walker representing the tying run, batting right-handed. He hasn't had an official at bat. Up 3 times, walked all 3 by Paul Clemens. All 3 of those runs will be charged to Buddy Bauman.
Hey, be careful with the breaking ball first strike to Neil Walker. You don't want to speed up his bat. He's got 6 home runs this year from the right side.
One and one. Inning started with d'Arnaud single to left. Diaza was hit by a pitch in the neck. Reynolds doubled in a run. Ty Kelly then singled in another, and the 3rd run is scored on the fielder's choice off the bat of clinch hitter Flores, who's now at first base. Over but low. 2-1. Padre pitching having trouble throwing strikes to Neil Walker. Perhaps in respect to those 20 home runs.
Fastball away.
All the way to the screen. To second base goes Flores. He's in scoring position now, and the count's 3-1.
Boy, not too many times you see guys spike fastballs. It's a fastball he wants away. Wow, that is very rare. You'll see the slider, you see the curveball, but the fastball.
So the wild pitch positions Flores in scoring position, and a 3-1 count on Walker. And a home run hitter with a count definitely in his favor. Broken bat grounder to short. Ramirez gets a chance and throws him out. But 3 more for the Mets. It's an 8-6 game. Game 4 home runs in the first 3 innings. Ryan Schimpf a grand slam in the first inning, and following him Jabari Blash the opposite field, and the Padres had an early 5-0 lead. In the third it was Schimpf again, a towering shot into the right field upper deck, a 2-run homer, 6 RBIs for Schimpf, and the Padres followed again with Bethancourt in the same inning, his solo shot to deep left center. Those are the 8 runs. Padres have not had a base runner since, as the bats have gone quiet for San Diego. 10 straight outs since the Bethancourt home run. New pitcher for the Mets is Hansel Robles. Robles is 5-4, all in relief, and opposing hitters batting just .244.
49th game for the right-hander. Fastball, slider, changeup. Guy's got a live arm. He's touched 99. Averages about 95.
Ramirez hitting in the 9th spot will lead off. Then top of the order, Jankowski and Myers. Padres 8 runs on 6 hits. Just the reverse for the Mets, 6 runs on 8 hits. Strike on the outside corner at 98. 237 on the season for Ramirez. Home run total way down from his career when he averaged about 15 a season in the American League. Oh, and 2.
Oh, that's free and easy gas right there. That is a live brazo. That's arm in Spanish. Although 6 earned runs in his last 3 appearances, so hopefully the Padres can distance themselves rather than just 2 runs.
Stays alive. Defensive swing.
There you see the proof in the recap on Hansel Robles. last 3. No bueno.
Giving up 5 home runs in 54 innings. Foul back. Tonight's game presented by Sony, the leader in 4K Ultra HD. Clarity of the picture is just amazing. What television has become. It's almost a 3D effect.
It's remarkable.
Ooh, got a call. And that's 5 straight Padres that have struck out. Schiff struck out ending the 5th. Struck out the side, did Goodell in the 6th, and now Ramirez to open the 7th.
Not afraid to bury that fastball in. Robles gets a call. And you know it, both ways. It's been working both ways tonight. Paul Emmel behind the plate. Gave him a call there.
Jankowski has struck out twice. He led off the game with a single to left and scored. So he set the table. Myers then walked. Solarde walked, and Schimpf hit the grand slam.
Oh, that's a nice changeup. Cheers. You see the action on that pitch?
89-mile-an-hour changeup.
Wow.
The Mets have stolen the momentum. Padres leading 8-2. They've cut it to 8-6. Meanwhile, Mets pitching has totally stifled the Padre hitting since the 3rd. Not a base runner. 11 in a row retired. And nothing but strikes from Robles. Will Myers on deck. Almost a quick pitch there.
Yeah, he'll do that. He'll sneak up on you. All those pitches away. We've seen them all from Robles this at bat. The changeup, the slider, and the fastball.
8 pitches, all strikes from Robles. Not going to get the call on that one. 1-2. Padres like to see Jankowski get on there, see if they can steal a bag, get something going. It sails back behind home plate. 1-2.
Everything's away. They're giving Travis Jankowski left field, and with that said, Curtis Granderson shading that left field line. And Kelly at third base, a step and a dive towards the line there. Clear. Come on, there you go.
Oh. Smothered at the plate.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
A ball, 2 strikes on the Padre leadoff man. Outside. Some of the Mets fans helping the umpire, but those aren't close, the last 2. 2-2.
Shook off a changeup. Now he's going back to the changeup.
90-mile-an-hour changeup.
Yes, fastball's about 98, 99.
Full count now to Travis. Trying to break the string of Padre outs. It's reached 11 in a row. Ninth pitch of the at-bat. Left field, and Granderson positioned perfectly for the second out.
Nobody sees sports quite the way Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock do. The brains to know and the guts to say. Catch Colin and Jason on FS1's new daily sports talk show at Speak for Yourself. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Pacific.
Will Myers steps up. He's walked twice, scored once. Fly to center field his last time. Since the All-Star break, Will's bat has become less potent. Only 3 home runs and 9 RBIs since mid-July. And you've got to credit part of that. He doesn't have Matt Kemp hitting behind him. Off speed, 1-1. '98.
I'll tell you what, he'll slow it down, but I'll tell you what, he'll heat it up with that fastball. Snail's pace in between pitches. Takes his good old sweet time getting set. And then bang, right up on top of you.
Ten Padres have struck out tonight. Something in the middle of the plate at 98, not just something, a heater at 98 in the middle.
The impressive thing is this at bat locating that 98 down and away to Will Myers. And there are kids out there who throw 98, they don't know where it's going. Looks like Robles has got a pretty good idea.
Two and two. Good bullpen. 3.38 ERA. Third to the Nationals and the Dodgers. Way upstairs and a full count. Jan Solarte would be next.
Okay, is Will Myers geared for the fastball? Is Robles going to try to challenge him with that heater? Fastball away.
Popped him up. Middle of the diamond. Shortstop Reynolds under it. And another 1-2-3 inning. 13 straight Padres retired by the bullpen.
feel from baseball has built my character, has taught me lessons like integrity, hard work.
He brought people up to a standard that you felt like inferior if you weren't living up to kind of his level. So it was a lot of fun to be around him. He was, again, that leader type that you kind of needed.
They give so much to us. It's nice to give a little bit back to them, and I know that they'll have these stories for the rest of their lives.
That was a sneak preview of tonight's all-new Padres POV, presented by Sequan Casino, tonight after Padres Live, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
And here we go. They've already stood and singing the anthem, the baseball anthem. Take me out to the ball game. And Jay Bruce, James Loney, Travis d'Arnaud, the middle three of the order to bat for the Mets. Trailing by only 2 here in the 7th. Brad Hand stays in for a second inning of work. Restored order. Buddy Bauman giving up without an out, 3 runs and 3 hits. And came in to retire all 3 men that he had faced. That's in there. 1 and 2. Bruce beat the shift with a line drive to right, knocked in a run. Number 85 on the season for Bruce in the last inning. Another left-hander, James Loney on deck.
Boy, this could be one of the biggest innings here. 2-run lead, meat of the order. d'Arnaud swinging the hot bat with 3 hits. Loney has a hit.
Gives up a little on the handle with 2 strikes. He got him. Good breaking ball. Just painted the outside corner. Second strikeout for Brad Hand. Fastball.
Greatly located too, Professor. Froze him.
Here's James Loney. Singleton scored back in the 2nd. He's grounded out and struck out since. Pretty good pitch. 94 on the fastball. So the Mets, while it's been disappointing, they're 4-7 the last 11 games. They are very much a part of the wild card picture. Currently, it would be the Dodgers and Marlins would qualify, but St. Louis only a game out, Pittsburgh 2 back, and the Mets are just 3 back at 500.
Well, the pitching is the big key. I mean, they're pitching well. They got the good bullpen. We mentioned that. It's just the offense.
That breaking ball has Loney backing away, and it's 1-2.
Runners in scoring position been terrible, as Dick mentioned earlier. They're last in the National League with a .236 average. Key players on the DL. It's a lot of slack to keep, to pick up.
Big key. How many of those players will come back for September? 1-2, and way outside, another bender.
They thought with all these injuries to key players, they thought that Conforto would be the guy that kind of helped them out a little bit, but he was sent down recently. So it's a tough go around for Terry Collins.
Defending the National League pennant, the Mets. Softly hit. Solarte on the second base side. 2 away. Tonight's cold hard facts are brought to you by Clean, Crisp, Coors Light. New York Mets this season. How about this? 500 record, 500 at home, 500 on the road. Runs scored, 1 run difference between how many they've scored and how many they've allowed. I would have thought that they, with their pitching, that it wouldn't be that close.
Yep.
There's the banner. Get you to the World Series. Kansas City prevailing. Travis d'Arnaud, 3 for 3. First time up, 2-run home run. Beat out a infield hit the third and singled to left and scored the last inning.
Well, there's 2/5 of the future of the rotation right there. Jacob deGrom, Noah Syndergaard.
Syndergaard got cuffed around yesterday by Arizona, 9-0.
That's some serious wigs right there.
One and one. We'll see one of the top pitchers, Jacob deGrom, tomorrow. He'll go against Jared Cosart of the Padres. 3:30 our TV start here on Fox Sports San Diego. deGrom's record not that impressive, 7-5, but look at the ERAs, 2.35. A ball and a strike to the Mets catcher. Up high. And my partner here, Mark Grant, can hardly sit still because after the game tomorrow night, after the game, a concert with Styx.
Yes. I believe a Chicago band. Come Sail Away. Dennis DeYoung, right? Lead singer. Good friends with Tony La Russa, actually. Good band, Styx.
2-1. That'll be out of play. What's their biggest hit?
Oh, there was Come Sail Away. There was Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, Domo. Too Much Time on My Hands. Too much time on my hands.
Sorry, I asked.
That's okay.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Is it? 2-2 now to d'Arnaud. Ooh, inside. Good take by d'Arnaud.
Yeah, he wanted to on that breaking ball. Come Sail Away. Future big leaguers right there.
They're ready. Glove in hand. Three-two pitch. Got him looking. And oh, we got a high strike call there. Couple of punch outs for Brad Hand. He strikes out 3 in his 2 innings of work. 7 complete. Padres still lead it 8-6. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Let's see if Jan Solardi and the Padres here in the 8th inning can get a base runner. 13 straight outs. And they'll see Hansel Robles for the first time and first pitch hunting, and Solarte grounds it to the shortstop. And 1 pitch, 1 out, 14 straight. 4 2/3 innings. The bullpen, no runs, no hits, and 6 strikeouts. Alex Dickerson with Schimpf to follow. Dickerson a double in 3 at-bats.
And believe me, Dick, we talked about that team meeting that Terry Collins had. As you take a look at the bullpen comparisons, you know, this is a team that's fighting back. They're only down by 2. They've got some fight in them tonight. They want to prove to their manager.
Ryan Buchter begins throwing in the Padre pen off speed, and Dickerson out in front. 88-mile-an-hour changeup from Robles. One and one.
There's the old left-hander, Ryan Buchter.
His grandfather was there to watch him pitch in Pittsburgh, and I came on to New York to cheer him on. Pulled to the right side. Oh, just a series of outs for the Padre hitters since the 3rd inning. Well, let's check on our Carl's Jr. star of the game. Here he is, Ryan Schimpf. First time up, bases loaded. His first career grand slam in the bigs. And an early 4-0 lead against Logan Verrett, and he wasn't satisfied with that. The next at bat, man on, a 2-run shot, and this was the longest of the home runs tonight, way upstairs. Numbers 11 and 12 for our Carl's Jr. star of the game, Ryan Schimpf. The other home run solos by Jabari Blash, number 3, and Christian Bethancourt hit his 6th.
Well, after those 2 home runs, nothing but soft stuff. Let's see what here. Oh, first pitch changeup.
Time for our In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. Second multi-home run game of the season for Schimpf. 6 RBIs, his career high here as a rookie. Late on that swing, 0-2. Man, it's as if somebody turned the switch. The Padres with 8 runs, 4 home runs in the first 3 innings, and then it got really dark.
Well, the velocity has gone up on these Mets arms after Verrett left the ball game.
Outside 1 and 2.
Lugo, Goodell, Robles.
That's a very small attendance here at Citi Field tonight. 24,422 on a Friday night. There's a lot of competition with the Giants opening their exhibition season. Of course, the Yankees, all the publicity for A-Rod in his last game. Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Walker. 16 in a row retired by the bullpen of the Mets. Bottom of the 8th, it'll be Diaza leading off.
for the game and being positive. And the Padres own Jimmy Jones told me that it's hard to be positive all the time when you're coaching because it's inherently negative. You're always looking at the bad and fixing things. So to remain positive, I mean, it's the most important thing to do, be prepared and try to keep the guys light and positive.
That was a sneak preview of Tuesday's bullpen edition of SD Live, Tuesday after Padres Live, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
That's a nice insight there from Griffin Benedicti and Justin Hatcher, working with Doug Bachler in the bullpen. And out of that pen comes Ryan Buchter for the 55th time this year.
Oh, and look at the numbers. I mean, my goodness, this kid is having a great season. 55th game. The splits, remarkable. The strikeouts to innings pitched, outstanding.
First pitch misses outside at 91 to Alejandro Diaza, fortunate to be in the game after getting hit in the neck by a pitch from Buddy Bauman back in the 6th inning when the Mets scored 3. 2-0. Diaza, Reynolds, and Ty Kelly, 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order for the Mets here in the bottom of the 8th. Paul Clemens started, got his 5 innings in, barely. Gave up 3 runs and 5 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. He's the pitcher of record. Bauman could not get an out, allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. Hand restored order. All 6 men he faced, he got rid of, 3 on strikeouts. 2-2 now to Diaza. Now Buchter trying to work the 8th, and our guess is that Brandon Maurer will get ready for the 9th. Center field, Jankowski. 1 away. You just have to root for the Ryan Buchters of the world. Now 29 years of age. He was a long shot to even sign a pro contract. The Washington Nationals saw him as a prospect 33rd round in 2005 and lingered in the minor leagues. Came up to Atlanta for 1 game. And here he is at 29, a star in the bullpen.
We were talking to Ryan today earlier. He said his name was thrown out there. I mean, let's face it, bullpens and benches, that's what wins you pennants, right? Well, I'm sure there's a lot of teams out there who could use a guy like Ryan Buchter. So he was kind of surprised a little bit that he wasn't dealt before the trade deadline.
Yeah, he was edgy. Padres able to keep him. He's a valuable asset.
Yep, and I'm glad they did.
Reynolds doubled off the wall his last time to knock in a run. Yeah, it's 1-1. They're 93 on the fastball. Hides the ball well.
Yep.
Especially even the right-handed hitters. Must be tough to pick him up.
Shows him that name and number. You're absolutely right. Goes from the third base side and throws across his body just a little bit.
1-2 the count. The numbers don't lie in the case of Buchter. 50+ innings, only 29 hits, and 66 strikeouts in 50 innings. Center field, Jankowski's there. Well hit, but line out to the center fielder, 2 gone. A reminder that tonight's game is presented by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. Ty Kelly entered the game as a pinch hitter, 5th inning, sent a long out to right. And the next time up in the 3-run 6th inning for the Mets, knocked in a run with a single to left. Just sounds like a athlete, doesn't it? Ty Kelly.
Yep.
That's when my next life, I think I'm gonna call myself Ty Kelly. I could be, with a name like that, I could be a halfback too.
Sure.
Strike 2. Or be a restaurateur. Thai food. 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. You feel it getting cooler? I think it's under 95 now.
It's got a little better.
And 1-2. Sharply hit at the shortstop Ramirez. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. They hit it hard, the Mets, but right to the gloves, and we go to the ninth. Padres ahead. After 3, and the Mets bullpen has come on and been outstanding. Seth Lugo, Eric Goodell, and currently Hansel Robles have not allowed a base runner and have struck out 6. 16 in a row retired by the bullpen.
Yeah, the one thing that's noticed, Dick, after Verrett was in there, he was 89, maybe 90. I'll tell you what, Lugo, live arm. Goodell had some sneaky fast stuff, about 92, 93-ish. But there you see the line. Robles now still in there. 6 strikeouts in 5 1/3. Very impressive.
I am a San Diego fan dreaming about another first inning. 5 runs, grand slam. You never know. Whoa. Lash leading off here in the 9th inning with Bethancourt and the pitcher spot to follow. Lash, his home run to the opposite field in the first inning, his 3rd of the year. One and one. Change up at 88. Brandon Maurer. Maurer power getting ready for the 9th. Looking ahead to the Mets 9th inning, it'll be the top of the order. Granderson and the pitcher's spot, and Neil Walker.
Yeah, it's time to take out a policy this inning and get some insurance. Let's take a look at the box score tonight.
All 8 runs, 6 hits in the first 3 innings. 4 of the hits home runs. Lash with 1 of them. And the big star Ryan Schimm, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Close but no call. 2-2. Jared Cosard will go for his first Padre win tomorrow, game 2. Our time 3:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego. Outside, full count. Against Jacob deGrom. Padres beat deGrom back at Petco Park earlier in the year, 5-3. And then Sunday, 9:30 our time, Clayton Richard, first start back with the Padres against Steven Matz, who is 8-8 for the Mets. Popped him up. Shortstop Matt Reynolds. Boy, I wondered if that is going to come down. That was way up in the third deck level. So keys to the game. We check that now. San Diego Honda Dealers presents that feature of our telecast.
Well, the first key was hit a first inning grand slam. And what do you know? Ryan Schimpf, first career grand slam in the first. Starters saved the bullpen. Well, Paul Clemens was having some back issues. He did complete 5 hits, 3 earned runs.
17 in a row. Retired by the pen. Here's Bethancourt. The last Padre hit was Bethancourt's solo home run in the third inning. Brett Wallace is on deck and is going to hit for the pitcher. Oh, and 2. Pound in the strike zone. Hansel Robles. Hubba hubba. Outside, 1 and 2. Ninth inning in New York, and the Padres hanging on to an 8-6 lead. And another strikeout. 7th by the pen. 18 in a row retired. That's the second by Robles. And here's Wallace. This talk about the high and low of the offense in one game. Remarkable 4 home runs in the first 3 innings and 8 runs, and then total silence. Sense for San Diego, to full credit for the Mets bullpen. Strike 1.
A lot of first pitch changeups I've noticed from Robles. That's a good sign, getting ahead with that pitch, because Brett Wallace, pinch hitter, you're looking for the old number 1 right out of the gate.
Oh, and 2. Change up. A little more taken off. That's 84. That's the slowest he's delivered in his 3 innings. And looking for 3 perfect innings in relief. Hansel Robles. Saving the pen. See what Darno did there. He kind of gave a movement up and out of the corner of the eye. Wallace, hoping he'd see that maybe he's going to throw it up, and he fired it low. 1 and 2 the count.
Well, one thing for sure, I would think Robles would not be available for tomorrow night. So if the Padres hold on to win this one, that's a good sign. Get him out of tomorrow's game.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Oh, what a finish by the bullpen of the Mets. 19 straight outs. But it's the Padres in front 8-6, and Brandon Maurer looks for the final 3 outs and a Padre 50th victory of the year. Grand slam by Schimpf. 3 more in the third. 2 of those on a second home run by Schimpf. And all quiet since, but the Padres hanging on to that 2-run lead. And here's Brandon Maurer. His first save opportunity since way back on July 22nd. He's been in the game 8 appearances since. Here's a chance for that save. He is 5th of the year. He has to face Granderson and then a pinch hitter and Neil Walker here in the 9th.
All right, look at hits to innings pitched. 45 hits in 53 frames for Brandon. And of course the strikeouts outweigh the innings. A good sign for Brandon Maurer.
Starts with a fastball strike. Low on the breaking ball. Kelly Johnson, pinch hitter deluxe, is on deck. Pitcher spot number 2 with all the shifts made.
Well, the last 3 rough against the Phillies, but you know that as a reliever, you're going to have those types of outings. It's about bouncing back. And he did just that.
Stays at 1-2. Granderson is 1 for 4 tonight. Singleton scored back in the 5th. Off speed, and it's 2-2. Pulled the first, foul. Darno, the catcher, 3 for 4, a home run included, leading the way for the Mets tonight. High fly ball deep to right center, but Jankowski has got it in his sights and loves it for the out.
Can o' corn.
That'll bring up the pinch hitter, Kelly Johnson. The veteran, the left-handed batter, has always been a tough out, and he's having a terrific job this year. He's hitting .290 with 3 home runs in the 20 games he started, and he has 3 pinch hit home runs this year. That ties him for the 4th most pinch hit homers in a single season in Mets history. So he comes off the bench swinging for something deep. Jammed him there. 96 on the fastball. Came over from Atlanta. Two and 1. Neil Walker on deck. 8-6 Padres. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah, you want to pitch to Neil Walker with nobody on base. So Kelly Johnson, you got to be aggressive against him.
That's a broken bat fly ball to center, and even off the shattered bat, it carried a long way. 2 out. Game 2 tomorrow. We'll be on the air here in Fox Sports San Diego at 3:30. It'll be Jared Cosart going for his first Padre win, and one of the outstanding arms in the Mets rotation, Jacob deGrom. 2.35 ERA for deGrom, a 7-5 record. So down to their final out, and Neil Walker, only 1 official at bat tonight. He grounded to short. He's walked 3 times. Should he keep it going? Jay Bruce, dangerous home run hitter on deck. So they've got 2 men back to back. Walker with 20 homers and Jay Bruce with 27 in the middle of that Mets lineup. Fastball inside. Boy, that had good movement on it, though.
Sometimes that ball will cut into the left-handed hitters. Ooh, got squeezed.
Yeah, that was clearly in the strike zone. 2-0.
Well, because of the home runs and lack of offense from the 4th inning on, no runners left on base for San Diego tonight.
That would be a rarity, huh? Fly ball, right center. Jankowski's calling. He's going to squeeze all 3 outs in the 9th inning. A 1-2-3 ninth. All to Jankowski, and the Padres have won the opener of this 3-game series. The final, Padres 8, the Mets 6. And here's Mike Pomerantz.